Florida State got the win yesterday over North Alabama. That's not really what we're leaving, though, talking about if we're Florida State. Heartbreaking leg injury, Jordan Travis. It was gruesome. If you haven't seen it yet, I would not encourage you to go look it up. Likely, you're not going to have him moving forward. Heart breaks for him for a number of reasons. If you're a college football fan in general, regardless of who you root for, you could be a Florida fan, you could be a Miami fan. You hated what you saw happen yesterday to Jordan Travis. So what now for Florida State going forward on offense? What now for Florida State going forward as a team? They got ACC title aspirations, college football playoff aspirations. What's ahead for the Noles? We'll talk about it right now, but first things first, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. Talking college football and only college football every single day of the year. Live 3 times a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at JD Pickell. The best way to stay with everything we got going on right here on this show, The Hard Count. So we appreciate y'all for that. Like I said, man, this is awful. This is awful. The entire college football world yesterday, your heart broke for what happened with Jordan Travis. Because like I said, the injury looked serious. I don't expect him, I'm not a doctor, but I don't expect him to be available for Florida State going forward. And not just because of the spot, obviously the ACC title, you're about to play that here in a couple of weeks. I mean, he was the guy that was leading you forward when it came to the college football playoff, but all that he had going on personally too. I mean, he was the leader of your football team. He is the leader of your football team still. He's in the Heisman race, trying to make a push for that. Like the spot itself is just awful. Absolutely awful in every sense of the word. You go to Florida next week, and then you have the ACC title game against Louisville. And more than likely, that'll be for your chance at a college football playoff berth if you handle business against Florida. So what I would say for Florida State now, in terms of like the what now conversation, the destination for Florida State is still the same. And it sounds maybe even just a little bit funny to say out loud that the destination is still the same because we're already thinking about the next thing when obviously Jordan Travis and his health is the primary concern. But like this team doesn't have a ton of time to like do the whole gather yourself, recalibrate, figure it out, take a deep breath. Like they got a big game at Florida next week. And as much as everyone hates what happened with Jordan Travis, Florida will not be taking it easy at all in Florida State. Okay, I promise you, they would love to spoil their college football playoff chances. It's a beautiful part about rivalry games. I mean, you wish the worst for your rival when it comes to what happens on the field. So what happens now is you have to adapt. Simplistic to say, but you have to adapt if you're Florida State. You have to adapt your team, your culture, your game plan, all of it to Tate Rodemaker. You have to instill confidence in him. You can't just say, okay, well, we lost Jordan Travis, so now we have to pack it up and try and find, something else to be happy about this season. No. The goals are the same. Jordan Travis doesn't want them to just say, oh, woe is me, pack it up. No. So what it requires from you, whenever one of the main pieces of your team goes down, like I just said, other pieces, you got to carry more. Run game, running backs, offensive line. We're not asking anymore. We're telling you we need more in the run game. We need that to be something we can lean on. Take pressure off our young quarterback. Give us easier pictures to look at. Mellow out the defense. We need to lean on you now. It's not a matter of asking. It's a matter of telling. We're going to need more from you. So buckle up, baby. Let's ride. Wide receivers. Make our quarterback's life easier. Win your matchup right away. 50-50 ball, make it an 80-20 ball. Make it your ball. I've said it before, Keon Coleman, I think, is the best my ball receiver in the country. Has to be that way going forward. Go make plays for your quarterback. We need you to do more than you did last week for Jordan Travis, period. This point in the season for Jordan Travis. It's been great. It's going to take more going forward to get to where you want to go. Defense. You've done a lot this season. You might have to be sort of the catalyst of this team going forward right now. It might take a second for Tate Rodemaker to totally settle in and totally feel comfortable. Defense, hold it down. Hold them to 3 instead of 7. Keep pitching those second half shutouts you've pitched many points this season. We're going to ask more of everybody. More of everybody. And Alex Atkins, Mike Norvell, a lot of what you have to do schematically too might have to change. You can't call the same things for Tate Rodemaker that you called for Jordan Travis because Tate Rodemaker, I think he's proven multiple times now, he is capable to throw the football downfield. You don't have to just become a ground and pound kind of attack, but you do have to understand that you have to tailor your scheme to your quarterback. And I say you have to understand, I'm not talking so much to Mike Norvell and Alex Atkins. I'm talking to all of us as a college football public when we watch Florida State. If they look different, it's because they got a different cat running the show for them. Okay, like you drive a car a certain way based on the vehicle, and the vehicle just changed for them offensively. I'm not saying it can't still be potent. I'm not saying you can't still achieve your goals, but I am saying everybody has to do more when you lost one of the strengths of your football team. Okay, so that's one, that's true schematically. Second, I think the culture itself and the gameplay within this locker room is important. Like there has to be a conscious effort to instill confidence into Tate Rodemaker. Like leaders in that locker room, it's going to take more from y'all as well. It's going to take a little bit more from those guys that are a part of that number one returning production to say, hey, yes, frustrating, heart breaks, but all our goals are very much so still intact for Florida State. Like Florida State, even without Jordan Travis, they have a good enough roster to expect to win their next 2 games. That's not a knock on Florida. That's not a knock on Louisville. That's a testament to what Mike Norvell has built and what he's acquired via the portal. They should still win all their games going forward. Period, mic drop, the end. Even without Jordan Travis in the game. So what it comes back to, again, that locker room instilling Tate Rodemaker with all the confidence in the world that, hey, we go as you go now, 18. Jordan Travis is down. We're looking to you. We got your back. Let's ride. And I think what we can probably focus on for Florida State here, just as a team, whenever you have a traumatic situation, which is what Florida State just had yesterday, make no mistake about it. That was a horrific scene, horrific injury, tragic in every sense. But what every psychologist or first responder or whatever will tell you when you get in a traumatic situation, the number one thing you have to do is steady the entire focus around the situation. You have to eliminate panic. Have to create just a calm presence. Okay, let's stay calm. Let's focus on what's ahead. Because if you start to panic, start to press, start to get outside of yourself and start to say, oh no, we lost Jordan Travis. Oh no, we got all these things ahead of us. Like, what are we going to do? If you start to panic, that's distraction. Distraction takes away from the task at hand. The task at hand is the most important thing. The task at hand is how you accomplish those goals. It's how you win the ACC, how you beat Florida, how you play for the college football playoff. All those things now are still in front of you. So if you're Florida State, you got to just focus on day-tight compartments now. You're not hitting the reset button. It's not square one for your football team. No, you got a lot of big-time games ahead of you right now. So you got to attack it in a different angle. But again, with the roster, with the way that you've built this thing, I think with the culture that you've proven you have, the response mechanism of Florida State, it'll be tested like it hasn't yet this season. But I think they've got the chops to answer that call to action. So again, just absolutely hate this in every sense for Jordan Travis. Hate it. No way around it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. But you're going to ask more now of that run game, probably ask more of that defense, ask more of those wide receivers. But Tate Rodemaker, he can still deal the pill downfield, all right? So it's not a total, square one when it comes to the offense or the team. It's just more of a reset, gather ourselves, move forward. Has to be the approach. Going to be very, very important for the leaders in that locker room, like I said, to create a sense of focus, steady hand. And Jordan Travis will do that as best he can. I promise you, when he gets back around that team, I'm excited to see how they respond. Very, very excited to see how they respond again, because Florida State, all of their goals are right there in front of them. It's about execution.